Greetings, everyone. This is Maxwinette, a poetess, coming to you live from Kingston, New York. How is everyone doing? Oh, I hope everybody's okay. And if you're not okay, do what you need to do to get okay. Okay? Oh, my goodness. For those who were around for the last podcast, we had a great conversation about how we treat each other, and calling people out on their negativity and standing up for the truth. So you have to, the yin and yang, you have to counteract and balance it out. So today's podcast is about positivity. Now, what is positivity? People, if you talk to people, they have different ideas. They have different ways of what positivity is to them in their lives. And that's fine. This is not a debate. Whatever is positive, do it. If it's good, do it. That's the only way to win. That's the only way to change things. Stop doing the negative and do the positive. Like this really isn't rocket science, people. Okay? Like, we don't really have to sit here and like put this up for debate. Be more positive. Be nicer. Do good things. Not just for yourself, but for other people. And don't do things expecting something in return. Just be good to people to be good to people. And I know people like, oh, Maxwinette, I'm good to people and they don't appreciate it and they use me and they abuse me and da. Yeah. You think that I haven't been used and abused being positive and helping other people? It happens. Because unfortunately, not everybody is positive. Unfortunately, not everybody's walking around with a good heart and a good soul. Unfortunately, not everybody who's messed up is going to change. Not everybody who's damaged is going to get better. Not everybody who's negative is going to become positive. It would be nice. That would be a dream come true. That would be heaven on earth, right? And, again, we hear this all the time. It's such a popular saying. Be the change you want to see in the world. That is so important. For example, a lot of people that I know, and people that I don't know, they'll say to me, Maxwinette, you're such a light. You have such a this, and for those who say that and see that, know that and believe that, thank you. That's a beautiful thing. I don't see it. So I don't necessarily agree with that perception. And I think it's because this is just how I am. I've always been this way. I've always been the one that people thought, well, she's high. No, I'm high on life. I've just always been that type of person. Now, don't get me wrong. There's times in my life when, I was hurt and damaged and I wasn't that person anymore. I changed and became this. When I think back, I'm like, oh, may the Most High thank you, Father, because I was so close to becoming a monster. And a lot of people didn't know it. Yeah, because I was silent about it. And whatever I was going through, you would never know, because I would never say anything about it. I would never express it. I wouldn't show it. I wouldn't even waste enough time, so to speak, to even think about it, because I was raised and trained that you don't say anything. No matter what you're going through, especially if it's negative, you keep that quiet. If you're being abused, you keep that quiet. You don't talk about it. You don't tell anybody about it. You just, so after time, I stopped laughing. I stopped smiling. And life was hell. Why? There was no positivity. There was no love. There was nothing. Right? So people don't understand. And those who know me, those who don't. You know how many people will say to me, well, Maxwell, you're not a Christian, or you're not a this, or you're not a that. Don't worry about that. That's not for you to worry about. It's not your business, really. But it's not for you to worry about. My thing is, I know the Most High. See, because I'm one of those people that used to be so broken, I had no choice. The only choice I had was death or the Most High. And I had chosen death, and the Most High said, no, we're not doing that. So again, positivity, people, positivity is so needed, because without it, you're dead. And I'm telling you this because if you're negative and you're not positive, all kinds of emotions and things start happening to you. You start to change the way you think, how you look at yourself, how you look at life, how you look at others. You start to change the chemical imbalance in your brain. You start changing your cells and listen, people, don't take my word for it. Go look it up. I can give you 2 examples. Take a plant. You could try it. Try it for like a month and see what happens. Have a plant that you talk to, and you're positive with this plant. You compliment it. You're just so happy with it, and you just gush, giving it love. And then have another plant, and all you do is yell and curse at it, and put it down, and watch how the plants grow, because they're alive. Okay? And plants, just like trees, they feel the algorithms. So you may think that they don't understand or know what's going on. Yes, they do. Because they can feel it. They feel it. Take a baby. Love one and hate the other. See what happens. Listen, people, positivity. Feed one positivity, feed one negativity, and watch how that goes. Positivity. Do you know how many people are suffering and struggling with poor mental health? Positivity gone through the window, gone. Just gone. It's a slow death. It really, really is. And it's one of the worst things that we could do to each other and ourselves. Speak life into your existence. Speak life. When you're sitting there bad talking people, when you're sitting there trying to undermine people, when you're sitting there being negative, you think you're just damaging that person out there. Oh, baby. Baby. You're damaging yourself too. It's a double-edged sword. They have a saying in Jamaica, when you dig ditch, no dig one, dig two, so you can drop back in a one. Bottom line is, when you dig in a hole for somebody to drop in, dig one for another one, because you're going to drop too. Because sooner or later it's going to happen. It may not happen when, but it's going to happen. It may not happen to you directly, but it's going to happen. Be positive. Positivity. Just saying hello, smiling, wishing someone a good day, thanking people. If you see somebody going through something, Try to be a positive voice. You know how many people just want somebody to give a damn? You know how many people just want somebody to say, hey, you look beautiful today. Or, hey, thank you. Or, hey, you did a great job. What is it to not be positive? Like, a lot of us can't even compliment each other. I remember when I went to the IRAMA. It was April 29th, I believe. This past April. And I went to the IRAMA. I was working with Brimstone the Cannabis, a reggae entertainer. And I went there with him and his mother. And, as soon as this is just me. As soon as I got there, I saw all these beautiful people dressed to the nine, especially the women. And I was like, oh, my God, girl, you look so, I was just so thrilled to see Black people just beautiful. Regardless if people had attitudes or not, you get that. There was a lot of attitudes in the place. Oh, yes. Some were really stink and foul, but we're not talking about them. I had no problem talking to people and giving them compliments and being positive because I've always been that type of person. I'm always the hype woman or the hype person. Encouraging people, letting them know that you can do it. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. You got this. You can do it. Keep trying. I've always been like that. And I have no problem telling a man or a woman, you look so handsome or you look so beautiful, and mean it. And you just never know who's watching you. You never know who is there. And I don't call names because I'm just not that type of person. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, I'm not going to call anybody's name. Why? I don't need to do that. I don't think it's necessary. People know who they are. And they know I know who they are. Negative or positive. So I'm not into name calling. I'll call you out. But I'm not interested in name calling, not unless I really have to. But at the end of the day, after, the show was over and everything, we're leaving and I'm waiting to get picked up. We're standing outside and a gentleman came up to me and he said, I have to say, he said, I've never seen this before. And I didn't know what the man was talking about. He said, I've never seen a woman, a Black woman, compliment other Black women and mean it. And I was like, I didn't know what to say because I was like, huh? What is he talking about? He said, the way I saw you speaking to, and then I was like, wow. You just never know who's listening and who's watching. And not that I'm saying, well, do this because be positive so that people can see you. No, be positive because you're positive. be positive because we need more of that in the world. Yeah. But again, I don't have a problem being positive. I prefer it. Who really enjoys being negative? Even the negative people, look at them. They're so miserable. Oh my goodness. They're one of the most miserable set of people in existence. Don't be like that. And if you are the negative one, change for the positive. Work on yourself. Work on yourself, people. Work on yourselves. I'm not saying let people use you and abuse you. Because you have people out there, unfortunately, they're negative. They're toxic. They'll do it. So be smart. Be wise. Be careful. But be positive. Don't stop loving. Don't stop loving yourself. Don't stop loving others. Don't stop loving humanity. Don't stop loving life. Don't do that. Be positive. because you would be surprised. Some people just need that one word or that one phrase or that one whatever. Think about it. The more positive you are, do you know? The more positive we are, do you know what we can do? You talk about shifting algorithms, we'll change the world. Be more positive. Let me tell you something. Me, and it may sound selfish, depending how you look at it, But wherever I am, wherever I go, I like a positive atmosphere. And if it's not, I'm going to change it. Oh yeah, if I'm somewhere and it's negative, either one or two things. Either I'm going to remove myself, or if I have to be there, I'm going to change it. Even if I'm just passing and it's negative, I will still show positivity. I may not stick around. And you just don't know. I'm telling you, I've had people come out of, I don't even know who these people are. And they'll come up to me and say, I heard you say something nice to someone. And, I think that's really nice of you. That's one of the most beautiful things you could ever hear somebody say. Thank you for being nice. Thank you for being positive. Instead of sitting down here, talking about people, tearing people down, doing evil and who knows what. For what? Planning people's demise. You're just out there just shooting out all the negativity possible. What? For what? Where's that going to get you? Where has it gotten you? Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you? You may not want to admit it, but you're not happy. You're not. Because if you were happy, you'd be positive. Because when you're positive, you're filled with love. Hello. And when you're filled with love, you're positive. You see, it works both ways. You can't have one without the other. They have a symbiotic relationship. You can't want to be positive here and negative there and positive here and negative. You cannot serve two masters. You're going to mess yourself up. And if you choose to be a negative person, I feel sorry for you. If you choose to continue to stay that way, I feel sorry for you. You can see it. You can tell who's positive and who's negative if you really pay attention. People say, well, how do I know? I remember I had one person say to me that I had, we were working together, and they wanted me to go on a show with someone that was negative. And I was like, I'm not doing it. And they're like, well, are you going to just judge everybody? How are you going to know? Listen. I'm not judging anyone. But what I will do, especially if it's blatantly clear that this is a negative energy, I'm not going to support you. I'm out. It's bad enough we support negative people and we don't know they're negative. Okay? You mean to tell me I know that you're negative, I'm going to support you anyway? No, I'm not doing that. No, because that means I have to come around you or be around you, and I have to pretend to not be positive because I have to help feed your negative. I'm not doing that. You can keep it. And see, I'm the type of person, if I'm working with, I will sit down and I'll watch you. Because it depends. Sometimes you do have to work with people that you don't want to work with. Or you do have something that you have to do. Goals you have to reach, purposes. And you'll wind up working with people you don't want to work with. But if you don't have to, look, don't. The less negativity you invite into your life, the better. The more positivity you embrace, become, and share. I can't tell you the joy and the blessings that it brings. Because if I was to tell you, you may not even believe me. A lot of people, and not a lot, I should say some people, they'll look at me. I remember when I first started really coming online and helping the creatives. It was in 2017. And I worked for free for 7.5 years. And I could remember people would laugh at me. People told me I was stupid. People tried to use and abuse me. Especially when I did even charge some people, they were upset and laughed because my fees were low. For example, to publish a book, I had a few people laugh at me. Well, why is it so cheap? So you mean to tell me that you would rather get the same thing done but pay more because you feel better because you paid more, so that it looks better to everybody else? Oh, I paid $10,000 to get my book done. Why, if you don't have to? I don't understand that. But then these are the same people that'll wear name brand clothes or go and buy the knockoffs and pretend that you name it, want to live like the Joneses because they want to make that impression. They want people to feel that they got it like that. And you have people who do have it like that and still are some of the most negative people ever. Really? Be more positive. Be more positive. Be more positive. Because you'd be surprised how beneficial it is, not just to yourself, but to everyone. People live longer being nicer and kinder and positive. Why would you see someone and just want to be negative? Why? For what? Because you don't like them or you're jealous of them or whatever the reason is. Why? Let me tell you something. There are a lot of people I know, like I said in my last podcast, that do not like me. And you know what? That's okay. Because everybody's not going to like everybody. But there are a lot of people that do love me. There's some people I don't even know that do. Just like there's some people that hate me that I don't know. My point is, if you sit here and you gauge your life by how others think of you or whatever their belief is of you, that's not positive, because that will give people the power to destroy you and keep you negative or help you to become negative. Listen, let me tell you something. Look at a lot of people. You'll see them. They'll laugh and smile, but their eyes are dead. Or you can see that they're forcing it. Or you can see that they're just angry. Or they're just miserable. Of course they are. Of course. What do you think? And they'll be running to church and they'll be praying. And you would think, well, these people, they're always talking about godly. They're so godly. And these people here have knowledge of self. And this one is a Christian. And this one is a Protestant. And this one is a Jew. And this one is a this. And if people were more positive, you think the world would be in the condition that it's in? Of course not. Of course not. Be more positive. It's just a beautiful thing for humanity on a whole, your existence. Because the more negative that you are and you become and you treat people, you're erasing your blue coded footprint in existence. You are, because guess what? People are not going to remember you as a good person. People are not going to see you as a good person. Okay? People are just not. And when you leave this place, because we all going to leave one day. Look, do you want to have a Scrooge moment where people are celebrating the fact that you're gone? Do you want to have that moment where they're picking up your belongings and selling them before they can even move your body? Be more positive. Work on yourself. I understand. Listen, I get it. It's not always easy, especially when you come from dysfunction and negativity, or you're hurt or traumatized or whatever it is that's causing it. It's not easy. Listen, people, I could remember there was a time, and I've shared this before, where for 2.5, 3 years, I didn't smile. Didn't smile, didn't laugh. I was so hurt that I just didn't have it. And I could remember just sitting there and watching life just pass me by, wondering, how is the world continuing and I'm in so much pain? And I had to come to the realities that because they don't see you, they don't see you. And even those that some people just don't care. And that's a hard pill to swallow when we know that people need people. We know that we need each other. We could sit here and say, oh, I don't need him. I don't need her. Lies. All lies. It's lies. Don't feed into that. It's lies. Positivity. Positivity. Do you hear me, people? Be good. Put out good vibes. Pray. I'm not telling people what they should and shouldn't do. I'm just suggesting. Let me tell you something. Like I said, I'm not rich. Not by monetary standards. I'm not a Kardashian or Beyonce. You know, I don't have their pockets. And I'm not saying they have problems or they don't. I don't know their lives. You can't believe everything you see on TV. You can't believe everything. We're not even going to, you know what? That's going to be the next topic. That I have got to talk to people about. And I'm going to branch off just for a minute. But do you know right now how many people actually swear by, believe, take it for gospel, what they see on TV, what they see on the news, what they see on YouTube, what they see on the internet? They will, what they Google. Oh yeah. People will swear and give their lives based on this stuff. And it's not all true. Oh, what? Yeah, I said it. If you do not have knowledge of self, you will get led to places that you don't need to be, you don't want to be, and you're not going to be happy. That's where you're at. Positivity is key, people. Positivity. Try doing good for others. If you're negative, listen, if you need psychiatric help, go get it. If going to church works for you, go. If going to a retreat and sitting on top of the Himalayan mountain works for you, do it. Whatever is positive, do it. There is nothing more positive than fixing yourself, healing yourself. Are you serious? Because once you're okay and you're healed, you can help somebody else. Because we need more positivity. There are so many depressed people in the world. It's scary. It is scary. When you think, just look at this year alone. How many people have unalived themselves? Why? The positivity was gone. There was no positivity there. Because mental illness feeds negativity and feeds off of negativity. It doesn't thrive in positivity. It doesn't. Because it has to keep you in a certain way, that low vibration. I can remember, and people used to see me grounding and hugging trees. They used to laugh at me Or I'd walk down the block. I was living in Jamaica, Queens. Or I'd walk down the block, and because for those who know, well, back then, I don't know how it is now, but we had neighborhoods where people just loved to grow their flowers, and you knew that they were running a little competition. You know what I mean? But I would talk to the flowers. People thought I was mad, insane, and that's fine. But I knew what I was doing. I knew I was speaking life. Imagine that. Think about that for a minute. Your words of positivity, just like your words of negativity can tear somebody down and destroy someone, your words of positivity is life. It's life. People, be more positive. Be more positive. You can't go wrong. Because even when wrong is wrong, positive, being good is always right. You feel me? This is Maxwell A. Poetess, coming to you live from Kingston, New York. Beyond the Surface, the podcast. We're all in this thing called life together, remember? Namaste and one love.